Hi, this is W. Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I published a lot of game preview videos over the past 2 months, especially in the last 10 days or so, trying to show you as many games as possible that will be available, often debuting, at Gen Con 2019, a convention that opens 48 hours from when I'm recording this video. With that deadline ticking, as you can imagine, I am out of time for more in-depth game preview videos, so I thought I'd give you a sampling of other things I've played but not played enough to cover, or that just arrived, or that are interesting, but I just haven't gotten to yet. So lots of things. I will be brief covering these titles, such as with Narwhal Free-for-All, a silly dexterity game in which you are trying to flip hoops into narwhals that are floating in a pool that you fill with water. Yes, you do that. Haven't quite made it work yet. I played a couple times, and the narwhals either drag on the bottom or they go up so high that they don't circle around the pool in order to give you good flipping action. Yes, I'm testing this as much as possible, this silly game for ages 5 and up. I do what I can. Dragon Realm just arrived yesterday from GameRite because it was sent to my old address, so it took me a while to get it. I know nothing about it. You will discover it just as I do, all in time. Bossk, a game by Daryl Andrews and Erica Bouyeres. Sorry, Erica. I have not pronounced your name enough. Bouyeres. I'll say it. It's a 2 to 4 player game in which you place trees in the forest in the spring. You score based on the rows and columns you occupy. And then in the fall, you drop leaves all over the areas of the board and try to have majorities in the various areas. And you score those in winter. It's very hard to puzzle out. I've played only once with 3 players. It's hard to puzzle out and see how things are going to play out. You definitely need a learning game. It's a little complicated trying to imagine where all the leaves are going to fall based on the trees on the board. Like Hats, a game I did a more in-depth video on, the red and orange are too close. Why do publishers do that with red and orange? Leaves could be brown. There's a purple in there as well. It doesn't have to be realistic. Brown, green, something. But the red and orange are hard to distinguish. Luckily, we had 3 players, so we left out one of those colors. Caravan, game I've played 4 times, starting at Origins 2019. I did a write-up of the game at that point, and then Game Night did a video. So thanks Lincoln and crew. It kind of took the pressure off on me, so I didn't have to do it. I will delay and do a video later. So Caravan, very straightforward. You're placing camels on a board. You're trying to move goods to locations that want them. That's it. Try to deliver things efficiently. Move the goods across the camels' backs. The camels themselves do not move when they're holding something. You have to make a chain of camels and then move the goods across it. So you're trying to be very efficient in how you're building things and, of course, block other people, steal their stuff if you can. Machi Koro Legacy. I just published a designer diary by Rob Davio. Hard to talk about legacy games anyway, and this one just arrived a few days ago. So, again, I will discover it the same as you. It's a pretty heavy box. Very curious, given the Machi Koro, the lateness of Machi Koro, now being upgraded. Deranged, again, new arrival. I have not got to this. I'm disappointed, mostly because Hobby World, Russian publisher Hobby World, is showing up at Gen Con for the first time. They had hoped to debut Deranged at the show. Instead, they are only going to be able to demo it because production just did not finish in time. So it's unfortunate. I'd hoped to talk about the game. We're going to record a video on our live stream. I'll record one later, so we'll know more about it ahead of Spiel. Oh, looks pretty awesome with the graphics. And it's kind of funny, too, having this, and I did an overview video of Horrified from Ravensburger. It's got a sort of similar look, although, of course, Horrified goes with the old-time Universal monsters that people are familiar with, and Deranged is a new world. Silver. It's a take on Cabo by Ted Alspach and Bezier. So you're trying to get the lowest score possible with the cards that you have in front of you. All the cards have special powers on them. Yay, special powers. I played a few times in prototype form, but not with the final copy. I'll have to do that. It's fun little, use the cards, figure things out, try to lower your score as much as possible, then go out and hope no one else can lower their score below yours in the final turn that they have. Or you just try to skunk someone by having a low score yourself and then wait for them to call and then you tank them. Ha! Walking in Burano, which came out from Emperor S4 at Spiel 2018. Now Alderac Entertainment Group has picked it up, released it. Slight changes to what came out from Emperor S4 due to the addition of a few promo cards. It's a drafting game in which you are building a city. You're going to have 3-story buildings, and you're trying to match them with colors. You're trying to build patterns with windows, or have lots of flowers, or have cats. Do all sorts of different things depending on the people that you are also drafting, who are going to stare at your buildings, and they're going to score points based on how awesome they are. So ideally you can draft well and make that happen. 5211 from Next Move Games. I did an overview video of this when it was released as 5 colors from Gallery Uichi, a Japanese publisher. It's a fantastic kind of press your luck stock game where people are putting down, they have a hand of 5 cards. You put down 2 cards and reveal them simultaneously. You then do it one more time and then one more time. And you're trying to be part of the biggest color that's out there, because only the largest color scores. But if the color goes too high, it busts and everyone has to throw those away. And then the next highest color scores. So it's very simple, very straightforward, but it's all about getting in each other's heads and sort of having these mutual alliances. Plays quickly, and Next Move took it where it had very plain looking cards, just simple colors with words on them. And as you can see, they've fancied it all up. Dizzle, a dice placement game for 1 to 4 players. I played it 4 times, but mostly solitaire, only once 2-player. And I feel like I had done solitaire games and then I did 2-player, and the multiplayer experience is very different from the solitaire one. So you are drafting dice and trying to fill up a board, and depending on what level you play, there's multiple levels in the game. You're either trying to make a connection to cover 2 points, or you're trying to cover bombs so that they'll blow up on other people's boards and they will lose points for that, or you're trying to collect gems, or you're trying to do different things. Solitaire, though, you roll the dice, you roll a couple of other dice to remove things from play, and then you just place them. With more people, you roll the dice and then you're drafting them back and forth. And wherever you place a die on your turn, you have to build from that. So as people develop differently, the dice are valued differently, and it's much more interesting to play with more people. And I've only done it once, so no video yet. Growl, a game with a fabulous little package. It does not have to have this little sleeve, but it seems so nice and fuzzy. This is the deluxe version of Growl, a hidden roll game about which I have just told you everything I know. A little unfortunate with that. Bubble Tea, a game I've played on the original version from Faccio. Now Renegade Game Studios has picked it up. It's a quick pattern building game where you're going to be rolling dice in this little plastic shaker. And then you have see-through cards, and you are trying to arrange them to show only the symbols that you're supposed to show based on the dice that come up. Again, played a couple times, but not enough to do a video, and now time is out. It happens. Bananagrams Dual, new 2-player only version of the Bananagrams game, which has similar gameplay in that you have 24 dice. You're going to take 12 dice and try to arrange them in a crossword-style grid, racing the other player in order to score points, and then you'll mix up the dice and do it again. You can also play with themes, because there are theme cards in it. It kind of helps because you have some direction over what you're building toward. So you flip over, and it'll be movie, and you just have to have at least one of your words related to movie in some manner. And it's a race in order to get the most points. Comes in a banana. That should appeal to some people. Imperial Settlers Roll and Write. So it's a 1 to 4 player game. I played only once so far, so again, not very good representative feel for the game at this point. In the multiplayer game, you're going to roll dice. Everyone has those dice available. They tell you how many workers you have and what resources you have available. Every player has their own sheet. You're going to build up buildings, which gives you some sort of bonuses, as you're also acquiring other resources and trying to advance across multiple tracks to score points. In the advance game, as you complete buildings, they have shapes on them. And as you build across those tracks, you can mark out a shape, a polyomino. And you can circle that, and then you will upgrade the building to get more bonuses out of it. That's the multiplayer version. It's got some special role that you're going to draft each round to modify what you have available to you in the number of actions or the resources. There's a solitaire game. I have not gotten into that yet. It's got a whole thick booklet with all these unique buildings. Lots of stuff going on, but again, out of time. Sorry, Ignacy. We'll get to things. Ticket to Ride London, which is the newest small version game of Ticket to Ride, similar to Ticket to Ride New York. You have a very small board. Every player has only 17 buses that you're placing on the board. Ticket to Ride gameplay is similar to the original. You're drafting cards. You're trying to connect routes. You're also trying to connect to all the cities in different regions. And if you do, then you score points for those regions. So you get a 1 to 5 point bonus if you have connected all the spots, all the tourist locations in a one region. You get 1 point. 2, you get 2 points, and so on. But you only have 17 buses. It's going to be a very quick game. Vinyl. Eric Eldorado, designer of Vinyl. It's a pretty sharp looking game. I've read part of the rules. That's all I got to. He asked about sending a copy to the Hot Games Room that BGG is running at Gen Con in the Hyatt Regency Ballroom. It runs Thursday to Saturday from 10 to midnight, Sunday 10 to 4. It's $4 admission. To get an event ticket, you get 2 hours to paw through hundreds of games that we will have there. Look them over, read the rules, play them, investigate, sample, leave behind, do not take, because the games will go into the BGG library later. So Eric had asked about sending a copy for previewing or for the Hot Games Room, and I said, great, for the Hot Games Room. You can send it to me, and if I have a time, I'll look at it. Either way, it's going to be in the Hot Games Room. So that's all I can do is show it and be like, this is cool. Also, it's giant. It's a deep box with room for lots of expansions that go in it. There's a few other things, but I'll get to them. I will get to as many of them as I can. I will say that. I do what I can. Publishers send lots of samples. I am appreciative of the samples that publishers send. I try to cover as much as I can. All for you, the reader, the viewer. I just want to help you find things that you're going to enjoy. So ideally, I can present things. You can discover what works for you. I cover... Oh, I'm staring at the prototype for Black Angel. Black Angel, right? I cover Black Angel, Jaws, Horrified, Las Vegas Royale, Point Salad, Undo, No Objects, Letter Jam. Oh, Letter Jam's so good. That's fabulous. Covered lots of things over the past couple of months. Did not cover more. I will be at the show. I'll be tweeting on the Board Game Geek account as I see things that are new that we haven't covered. I'm sampling games from a number of publishers for titles they will have out at Spiel 19. We'll see what else I find. I don't normally wear the jersey in these videos. It's because then it looks like I have their neck. But this is the last you're going to see of this jersey. We've got a new look. We're debuting at Gen Con 19. That look will appear on the BGG site shortly afterward. It's been in the works a while. Going to make this happen. This is not the site redesign. That is something separate. This is a rebranding element, effort, because BGG is nearly 20 years old. Giving it a facelift, give a new look for the site. So we'll have new jerseys at the show, have a new look for the booth. You can come by and say hi. If you're going to be there, give me a fist bump. Do not touch my hand other than fist bumps. I don't want to get sick. You don't want to get sick. So avoid doing that. Hope you enjoyed this quick run through all the other videos. There will be more. I have a Spiel 19 preview video coming Monday, August 5th, when the Spiel 19 preview will go live on the site. We have more than 200 listings right now. It will grow much larger. I got another game overview video Wednesday, August 7th, and I'm going to keep coming out with them partly because my boss, Scott Alden, loves videos. Please the boss. That's what you want to do. Make everyone happy. Thank you very much. Come say hi if you're going to be at Gen Con. Take care.